Mike Sidekick coming at you here on the first day of winter. First day of winter at the Frat House. Hey, we got 3 days, just 3 days before the big day, huh?
Yes, we do.
3 days before the big... So let me ask you a question. If Santa walked in here right now and asked you for your favorite, anything you could have in sports as a gift, what would it be?
Well, I'm going to be a little greedy. I got two. The first one's going to be Albert Pujols back with the Cardinals. I'm still a little bummed out about that. And the second one, stocking stuffer would be Dick Vermeil back coaching the Rams. I missed that era of Rams football.
I don't think you're getting Albert back, but I think Dick could still coach. But if it were me, some people would say, he's a Phil's guy, he's an Eagles guy. Now, you know what? I want to see the Flyers win a Stanley Cup. There it is. Haven't seen it since I was like 13 in 1975. Come on, Fly Boys. Let's get ourselves a Stanley Cup this year. All right. Santa, make it happen. All righty. We're moving on to, we're going to move on to some NFL games. Boy, is it getting interesting or what? I mean, the last 2 weeks, we got 2 weeks left. That's it. And all 5 of the games that we're going to be taking a look at have playoff implications. Every single one of them. And we're starting off with 1 o'clock. Hey, all these games, 3 days from now. That's the big day. 2 days from now. Big day.
Yeah, Saturday.
Christmas Eve. Almost all the games are on Christmas Eve this year. 1 o'clock on Saturday. Arizona, 7-7 at Cincinnati, who are 8-6. Arizona last week, overtime win against the Cleveland Browns, 20-17. John Skelton, who'd have thunk it? 28 of 46, 313 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. He was sacked 4 times. He had a 79.3 QB rating. You throw in his receivers, Heap, Fitzgerald, Roberts, they all help him out. Bengals, on the other hand, and here's my boy, Andy Dalton, last week went over the St. Louis Rams 20-13. Andy Dalton was 15 of 26, 179, no TDs, 1 interception, 62.8 QB rating. Defense really was the difference, in my opinion, in that particular game. Defense had 3 sacks and hit the quarterback 9 times. Cincinnati's favored in the game by 4 points.
Well, interesting. Skelton's 4-1 as a starter.
Mm-hmm.
So the Cardinals have won 6 of the last 7.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a toss-up. But I'm going to go with the Cardinals to win this one.
Yeah, this was a tough game for even me to call. I'm going to tell you, I have not been Dalton's best promoter.
Oh, and sorry, let me
ahead.
interrupt you 1 second. While we're talking about our buddy, Mr. Dalton.
Yeah.
He is only the 5th rookie in NFL history to throw for more than 3,000 yards.
Okay.
Well, you're beating them up.
Make me a believer this week. I'm going with Cincinnati. All right, I'm going with Cincinnati. I don't know if they're going to win by 4, but I'm picking Cincinnati. Over to game 2. Game 2, 1 o'clock on Saturday. Oakland, 7-7 at Kansas City, who are 6-8. Oakland last week coming off that loss to the Detroit Lions, 28-27. Carson Palmer was 32 of 40, 367 yards, 1 TD. No interceptions, 113.2 QB rating. Mike Bush, great game. 18 carries, 77 yards. Kansas City Chiefs, last week, big win. I mean, everybody was talking about it. Finally beat the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, good for you.
Guess you would have liked to have picked that one.
Yeah, we picked that game
okay. They beat the Green Bay Packers 19-14. Kyle Orton was 23 of 31, 299 yards. I don't know if he was really the big story, though. No TDs, no interceptions. He had a 104.1 QB rating. The real difference in the whole story was the defense. Again, the defense, I think, in Kansas City, they were dominant against that Green Bay offense. Absolutely dominant. Kansas City is favored in this one by 2.5. Where do you see that one jumping down? And I'm going to tell you, we sat here before the show, and we're having trouble with these.
Yeah, this is another hard one to pick. I first want to congratulate Romeo Cornell on that win. I mean, that was huge. And just to see the team, rally around him and stuff is great. Haley's out of the picture and stuff.
Right.
The Raiders have won the last 4 contests in Kansas City against the Chiefs, but I think the team is, rallying around Romeo on this, and I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
And I got to go with Oakland on this one, so I'm picking the Raiders to win that one. All right. Game 3. Game 3, we are going over to the matchup of the New Yorks. We got the New York Giants, 7-7 at the New York Jets. This is a 1 o'clock game again on Saturday. Last week, the Jets, they had that loss to the Washington Redskins, 23-10. Eli Manning, 23 of 40, 257 yards, no TDs, 3 interceptions. 45.5 QB rating. This had to be Eli's worst week, I think, all season long. Even, without being able to throw, Nix, Manningham, Cruz really weren't even part of the game. Time of possession for the Giants in that game, minus 10. They were minus 10 minutes on the time of possession. New York Jets last week lost to the Philadelphia Eagles, 45-19. Mark Sanchez last week, 15 of 26, 150 yards, 2 TDs, 2 interceptions, 4 sacks, 1 fumble lost, 67.8 QB rating. Shonn Greene had a good game, 18 carries, 73 yards. Jets are favored in this one by 3 of the matchup of New York. Where do you got? There's another one. Where do we got this one going?
Yeah, this one. I know what I want to pick. It's still kind of a tough decision, looking at it though, because the Giants. They're averaging about 86 yards rushing a game.
Yep.
They are 32nd in the NFL in rushing. Just no running game. The Jets are 6-1 at home. Both obviously this is a home game for both teams.
Right.
But the Jets are going to be designated the home team. And Sanchez is coming off that horrible loss last week. So I'm going with the Jets this week.
Yeah, and I agree with you. This is another tough one. Here we are. We're just a couple of weeks from the end of the season. We're having tough times making these picks on these. That's a good thing, actually. But I'm like you. I'm going back and forth. We're going to talk Pro Bowl quarterbacks in a moment. Eli, in my opinion, this was an odd game. There's no reason why he should have had this. I kind of want to say the Giants are going to win it, but I think the Jets actually are going to pull this one out. I think the Jets are going to pull this one out because they got to save face, having lost last week so badly to the Eagles. So I'm picking the Jets on this one. All right, we're going to jump over to Game 4, 4:05 on Saturday. San Diego Chargers are 7-7, and they're going into Detroit, who are 9-5. And it was just a couple of weeks ago I was sitting here saying, about Phil Rivers and how Phil Rivers really, he seemed like a ghost to me at that point. Last week, however, San Diego came out and they put a shellacking on the Baltimore Ravens, 34-14. Phil Rivers was 17 of 23, 270 yards, 1 TD, no interceptions, 127.1 QB rating. And they just had the whole game going on. It was amazing. 6 of 10 on third down conversions, 415 total yards of offense, 3 of 5 in the red zone. They controlled the clock. Time of possession they were over 10 minutes. Detroit Lions, last week, they're coming off that win over the Oakland Raiders, 28-27, close game. Matt Stafford, 29 of 52, 391 yards, 4 TDs, no interceptions. He did have 1 fumble loss, but he had a quarterback rating of 105.5. Calvin Johnson, it can't leave him out of the talk. 9 receptions, 214 yards, and 2 TDs. This is where we were talking before the show about quarterbacks and quarterback ratings and Pro Bowl and all that sort of things. And we were talking a little bit about where some of the, particularly NFC quarterbacks land. And obviously at the top, you got Rodgers and you've got Breeze.
Right.
And then after that, I think it starts to get a little, I think a lot of other things start to come into play. And I frankly put Eli Manning in there as number 3. I put Matt Stafford in there as number 4. Mm-hmm. And then we pulled up where the fan voting came down just this past week. And in fact, the ranking from the fan voting was Rodgers, Breeze, Cam Newton. Matt Stafford was number 4, and Eli Manning came in at number 5. And I personally have to take exception with it. I frankly think the fan voting is wrong on it. I think it's Eli Manning as 3, and then you got to put Matt Stafford in there. These numbers that he's put up this year are, in my opinion, terrific. Absolutely terrific.
Right. But, as we were discussing it, Cam Newton's been having a record-breaking year as a rookie. And that's why I think he's up there in 3rd. And Eli's performance has been suspect at times.
Yes, that's my rookie bias. There comes my rookie bias, right? I'm not going to give him a leg up.
And you know where I am on the Cam show.
Yeah.
Man crush.
All right.
Yeah.
Matt Stafford, I don't care what anybody says, I think the guy deserves recognition. He's had a tremendous year bringing Detroit to where they are at 9-5.
Yep.
Detroit is favored in the game by 2.5.
Well, I'm going to go with the Chargers on this one. Chargers haven't lost to the Lions since '78.
Yeah.
So, and I think the Chargers are peaking at the right time, whereas the Lions, they peaked too early, and they're on a downward spiral now as they're getting ready to start.
I know, that's my concern too.
So.
And Phil Rivers suddenly has arrived.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know, and I'm having a little, again, here we go. I had a little trouble picking this one, but I'm going to pick Detroit. I'll give them the home field advantage and say Detroit's going to win this one. Alrighty, Game 5. We threw this one in here, and here we go. Philadelphia 6-8 at Dallas 8-6, and this is what everybody was hoping for in Philadelphia. I think we were hoping it was going to be a slightly different record. But last week, Philadelphia, of course, came off that win. Jets 45-19. Vick was 15 of 22, 274 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. He had 107 QB rating. LeSean McCoy just outstanding, 18 carries, 102 yards, 3 TDs. The defense, we talked about it last week. I said if the defense showed up, they had a shot. 4 sacks, 3 by Jason Babin himself. And they also had a touchdown. What team could have 5 fumbles, 3 lost, and still win the game? That was the Eagles. They had 3 fumbles lost in that game and still won. Dallas Cowboys last week coming off that win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tony Romo, 23 of 30, 249 yards, 3 TDs, no interceptions, 1 fumble lost, 133.9 QB rating. Felix Jones had 22 carries and 108 yards. Dallas favored by 1.5. This line has been moving away from them all week long and has been moving in the favor of the Eagles. Where do you see it?
Well, I don't want to be a quarterback in this game, honestly. You got Babin with 18 sacks. He leads the NFL. On the other side of the ball, you've got the other side with Dallas, you've got Ware with 16 sacks. He's 3rd in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, this game is going to get ugly. So I'm making this my bomb pick of the week just because it's going to be that ugly. I also saw a funny tweet today that Romo has taken a restraining order out.
I saw that. I gave you an LOL, I think, on that one.
So, but as far as my pick for this, I'm going to go with the Eagles. Santa's coming, and he's an Eagles fan.
And I should be, but I'm not. Got to pick the Dallas Cowboys, I'm afraid, on this one. All right, there you have it. Next week, we're coming up on New Year's. And we're going to be talking a lot of stuff next week. We're going to be talking last week of the NFL season, and we'll also probably be throwing in a little bowl championship series stuff. So, listen, to all of you out there, we wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. And tune in next week. You have it.
Why are you so mad at Tom Brady?